like I just left a masseuse.
Who the fuck could keep up with Cole rapping at that point? It wasn't Drake. We know that. He literally went on first person shooter. This is all before like that. He goes on first person shooter and niggas like, yo, J. Cole just annihilated, put Drake in a body bag. What the fuck just happened? Right? And so it was insane. So Cole just retreating the way he did, and I don't know. That shit, it just doesn't sit right with me. I get it, but damn, nigga. The only reason why he had to sit out is because Drake decided that he wasn't going to keep it fucking friendly. Because if you look back at it, Kendrick said, yo, I'm hoping these niggas are my friends, but some, if not, I'm YNW Melly, right? So he said, some nigga, yo, if they trip, I'm killing everybody. Fuck it. Everyone's done, right? Then he goes on to Euphoria. He goes into Euphoria. He's like, yo, don't tell no lies on me, and I won't tell truths about you. Starts off the song with that. The whole thing is, bro, some, do not take it further. That's something you don't want to do. That's how he ends out Euphoria. Then he goes to 616, praying to God himself, saying, yo, I don't want to go to war, but I may have to. Please, I have to. I just got to go for it. Like, he just, warning after warning. J. Cole decides to step out and apologizes, says he doesn't want nothing to do with it. So who decided that it was going to go further than just rapping? Because to me, it looks like Drake realized that he couldn't keep up with Euphoria rapping. So he did go ahead and go straight to Family Matters. Said Dave Free and this shit wasn't his and that and that and this and that and bada bing and bada bam. Damn, nigga. You gonna disrespect that man like that? Word. Well, guess what? 5 minutes later, meet the Grams. Dun, 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 dun. Fuck it. There you go. Next morning, next afternoon, Not Like Us. Bro. That's the only thing, outside of the whole thing being fake, right? Because J. Cole has an album called The Fall Off, and somehow he falls off before the fall off, right? That's the only reason why I think this whole thing's fake. But if it's not that, how does it go from Kendrick saying, yo, please don't do this, to then Drake going on a record saying, yo, your son's not yours, nigga. You beat your wife, nigga. If J. Cole's going to step out, considering he's aware of both sides, I'm assuming he probably heard Family Matters or probably had conversations with Drake to check his temperature and realized that Drake was going to go further than just trying to have a competitive rapping with him. Like, Drake could have fucking went in there and said, yo, nigga, I'm a billionaire, this, that. Nigga, my fans this, you that. Like, he could have just rapped like a regular rapper, but he went for the real dirty, low blow. You got to get your ass whooped. And J. Cole has to apologize. And that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Because from what we've seen from 616, it did just go straight to fucking bullshit. You know, so yeah, J. Cole. I think that's kind of how we got there. Let me see. Okay, Trell says it was Pound Cake because she supported since Hot Beats. Right before Wayne came and got me out the back room where I was rapping with jazz over beats that I shouldn't have in hopes of the glory. He walked right past the hallway. 3 months later, I'm his artist. He probably wouldn't remember that story. Okay, so Jazz, Jay Prince's son, picks up Drake, takes him to the studio, got him in the same studio as Wayne, got him rapping over fucking songs from Wayne. Wayne didn't even come into the studio. That nigga just walked right past the hallway, heard someone rapping over all his shit, and just continued walking past the hallway. That's fucking ridiculous. But then he ended up getting signed, I'm assuming because Jazz, good negotiation. But even Wayne seemed hesitant. And it's crazy because Lil Wayne literally said, yo, I told Drake don't do this shit.
We were introduced through another gentleman from Houston. His name is Jazz Prince. He found me on MySpace and loved my music on MySpace. And
MySpace was
I know
lit.
Lil Wayne, and I'm going to play him your music one day. And I was just like, yeah, right. You never really, I didn't buy it at first. And then, and I'll never forget, one day I was we started, we formed a relationship and we used to talk and chop it up and chop it up is like, converse.
Thank you. I kind of figured that out, but thanks for the
It's
translation.
okay. I'm just,
Thank you,
wanna make sure you're
Drake.
good. And so, yeah, we would talk, and he called me one day, and I was in the barbershop getting my hair cut, and he was
11:11.
But it's, he called me from his number, but, it was like, brrr, and the phone rang, and I picked it up, and it was like, yo. And I was like, you probably know that voice. I was like, hello? I was like, yo, what's up? I was like, this doesn't sound like my friend. And he's like, yo, what's up? It's Weezy. And it was,
I do not like his Wayne voice at all.
It ended up being Wayne. And he was like, I'm starting this thing called Young Money, and I'd really love for you to be a part of it. So I want to fly you out to Houston and meet you. And he did just that the day after, and that formed our relationship. And I was like this quiet kid in the corner of the bus, you know, while everything was going on around me. And the Carter 3 was just, I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 weeks away from coming out. And what a time. What a time. What a time.
What kind of advice did he give you, or how did he help you kind of take your music to the next step?
The greatest advice Wayne has ever given me, and it's a constant, it's less of advice and more of a constant reminder, which I love him so much for saying this to me, is, he's always just like, man, please be yourself. Please don't ever try and be me or anybody else. Don't ever go get tattoos. You don't have to dress any different, because I like from the day Wayne met me to now, I haven't changed anything about myself. He met me, and he really liked the kid that he met. And he's like, don't.
How old were you, Drake, when you met?
Oh, that was about, I'd say it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 or 3 when that album came out. Yeah.
2 years.
Now, real nigga to real nigga, right? Me and you, whoever's watching. Wayne was telling him, nigga, I'm the greatest rapper of all time. I love what you're doing on Best I've Ever Had. I love what you're doing on these records. I love it. But I'm Wayne. I shoot motherfuckers. I shoot them. I'm a gangbang, all that stuff, right? Don't do it. He's technically doing it all. Wayne warned him. Don't do it. Wayne himself told Drake, be yourself. I think it's the ghostwriters that gassed him up. I think knowing that he got mob ties from that dude Rory, and that whole persona that was from that point on. I mean, obviously, when he whooped Meek Mill, I mean, I think there was writers on that. I don't know, but that was when he got exposed for ghostwriting himself in general. But he got his stripes with Meek Mill, because even with Meek Mill, and hold on, even with Meek Mill, motherfuckers was expecting him to rap. Like, even though Drake was the big artist, I thought there was no way that Meek Mill was gonna lose to him, bro. I was still looking at fucking Meek Mill, even though he sued the videographer or whatever. The video of him freestyling when he was a kid. That's the Meek Mill I was thinking we were about to get. I don't know what the fuck that nigga pulled up with, right? So when he got the Mob Ties record and that whole thing with XXX and that whole persona thing or whatever, because I don't know, I don't think he's involved or whatever, but I don't know. I don't fucking know shit, right? But what I do know is that Mob Ties record and that all the timing of all that shit is just undeniably fucking weird. But that record, knowing that he didn't write it, it's like a different thing. It's like, he's getting songs from ghostwriters that are like on Twitter, fucking following all this shit. Because songwriters, they literally will date people, hang out with people just to get some fucking info on them on life. That's what songwriters do. Songwriters, they're amazing, but they're also very, everyone's like a thing to them. It's an experience. It's something to write about, something to talk about. From what I've learned, it's interesting. It's interesting. But even on a bigger level, a lot of these songwriters, they'll be dating girls, so then they can go through a breakup and then fucking write about it and give that shit to Drake or fucking Alicia Keys or somebody, right? And then, but then you got like the rapper ones that, they're probably on Twitter. They're seeing all the beef shit going on. Like right now, Drake's ghostwriters, if they're like, they are probably writing some of the most, I don't know if he's using ghostwriters still, but if he was, with everything that's happening, You can imagine we would get a mob times 1,000 and whatever that, what was that album, Scorpion? We would get one of those with just fucking crazy aggressive records that are like really playing that line. Just because the ghostwriters, they're not Drake, so they're just gonna say some crazy shit, and then they give it to him, and he's like, damn, that shit sounds hard, and that kind of fits in, and this whole thing's like a movie script to him. He's just putting the pieces together and shit. So it's like, nigga, he'll go in there and say some shit that's like really like, wait a minute, nigga, well, what the fuck? And then the fans just look at that nigga like, you know, whatever, and it's just like, it's just all mental tricks. On top of mental tricks. Everyone's getting fucking mentally fucked. But I don't know. It's interesting to me. The ghostwriters kind of got him hyped up because I think Drake's pen, like Churchill Downs is a real good song. And I think that is Drake. I think that's really Drake right there. You know, I think he's finally getting to the level of where Mob Ties and some of these records are maybe. I don't know. The Anita Max win shit got me confused. I don't know what's going on. I just be watching shit. All right, so I'm kind of done talking about these niggas. I love them, but I'm good. J. Cole, you're just a why-I-oughta nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's all you are to me right now. I love you. I love the rapping that you did on Clouds, but I go back to listen to this fucking... Ride to it. Like, bro, you cannot say all this shit and talk the way you've talked your whole career, bro. I'm sorry, Cole. Nigga, we was betting on you, nigga. I almost switched to the J. Cole fucking movement when you were on that feature run, nigga. The best thing you could have done, I don't know. You just could have said nothing, bro. Like, you just could have said nothing. Just nothing. That's where you fucked me up at, because your point now, it's like, nigga, how do I argue with that? Of course, nigga, it's logical. You could have lost a bro, you could have lost that. But then why the fuck would you drop at all, nigga? You could have just let the feature run be what the feature run was. Go Ghost, let these niggas cook. Drop the new fucking blog, nigga, right? But no, you want to drop a whole new fucking album, independent, might delete this later, and get your fucking views and clicks, nigga. So you added a fucking diss record on there that you eventually deleted, nigga. That's why we're upset. Nigga, we love you, you fucking nut. You nut ass nigga. The fuck is wrong with you? Just don't say nothing. But then if you're gonna go back on there, don't play both sides, nigga. Or play one side, which I feel, that when I hear this, you're playing one side to me. Because are you saying they all were looking for clicks, or are you saying one person was? I don't think anyone was really looking for clicks. I think that rap was losing its fucking DNA. And I literally think that beef that they've been sub-dissing each other on over 10 fucking plus years was coming to a fucking rue. And when you seen that, instead of listening to the fans and us talk about Big Three, because the only reason why we're talking about Big Three is because you was rapping crazy. But nigga, if you put your foot down and say, oh wait, hold on, the bros is about to get into it, I'm going Ghost, nigga. Fuck that. I'm not involved with this one. I know I was talking that shit, but nah, my bro's about to go cook. And then we could have seen what happened and be like, okay, Cole, nah, that makes sense. You good, nigga. But now you done left a weird ass taste in my fucking fans. Because I'm like, bro, did you really switch up on Kendrick? But even Kendrick may have switched up on you. I don't know. Niggas may have been mad that he didn't want to hop on first person shooter. But to me, hopping on first person shooter and inviting me to be on that is disrespectful. It's disrespectful. Who is Kendrick? Like, what? My last thing on this, and then I'm going into fucking Party Next Door and fucking Tory Lanez briefly. Kendrick Lamar whacked out. Who is Kendrick talking about on this song? Clearly, there's something that we don't know that's bigger than fucking. Hold on. Was it whacked out? Okay, here we go. There's something bigger than what we know publicly, right? I'm going to read this bar from GNX. Niggas from my city couldn't entertain old boy, promising bank transactions and even Bitcoin. I never piece. Okay, right? When you hear that, people will be like, oh shit, okay. So he's probably, Drake was probably looking for intel on Drake, on Kendrick and shit like that. Something was going on. Everything I'm saying is allegedly, but just listen to these lyrics. And this to me, as a Kendrick fan, I'm reading what he's saying right here. I'm assuming that something bigger happened that caused Kendrick to be like, no, fuck Drake forever type shit. That's bigger than sneak dissing and all this shit, right? And if that's the case, then I'm not fucking hearing what the fuck J. Cole's talking about. Because whatever these two is bigger. So for you to hop out and drop an album and diss Kendrick, then apologize and do whatever the fuck you did, nigga, you confused, nigga. You fucked me over. You fucked me with that one, bro. But I'm gonna read these lyrics. Niggas from my city couldn't entertain old boy. And this is from Whacked Out Murals, GNX. Promising bank transactions, even Bitcoin. Okay, you hear that, you may think it's recent. But then he says, I never pieced it up. That shit don't sit well with me. Before I take a truce, I'll take them to hell with me. If that money got in the hands of a crash dummy, could jeopardize my family and burden the ones who love me. Niggas mad because I decided not to pretend. Y'all staying politically correct. I'ma do what I did. Now, when you read that fucking verse, I never pieced it up. That shit don't sit well with me. That means it happened in the past, right? In the past. This beef has been going on for 1 year. GNX was probably recorded within the 6-month mark. So it's not even that far of time for you to be saying, I never piece it up. That shit don't sit well with me, right? But then, he says, before I take a truce, I'll take them to hell with me, right? Then he says, if that money got in the hands of a crash dummy, could jeopardize my family and burden the ones who love me. What does that mean? Crash dummy? Someone that would have crashed out and ran down on Kendrick? Someone that would have got some try to just expose Kendrick? I don't fucking know what that means, right? Then he says to seal it, and this is what seals it for me, that this is prior to the beef. This is before the beef, or this is prior to the fucking shit that happened like that, right? Niggas mad because I decided not to pretend. Y'all stay politically correct. I'ma do what I did. What did you do? You dropped Like That all the way up to Not Like Us, okay? Now we're on GNX. You're saying that they can stay politically correct. I'm going to do what I did. Meaning that you, sorry, I just blacked out. Meaning that you, fuck, what was my point? Damn. Oh, meaning that you did what you did. You did the beef. You popped out like that because of something that happened prior. Now, we, the public, I don't think we know what happened prior. But if you read this, it's kind of telling you that shit. So, clearly, Kendrick Lamar's beef with Drake is deeper rooted in stuff that I don't know. And I don't think the public knows. And he just told us, but niggas don't read lyrics and comprehend shit no more. So they just be fucking, I don't know what that means, and just keep it pushing. But nigga, that seems pretty fucking telling to me. That's the first track of GNX. And that nigga says that, what the fuck? What happened? Niggas from my city couldn't entertain old boy, promising bank transactions, even Bitcoin, promising to give someone money. I never pieces up. That shit don't sit well with me. That means I lost sleep over that shit, nigga. I had to go to a psychology class to figure out this shit, nigga. Before I take a truce, I'll take him to hell with me. If that means he'll crash out to the furthest extent. He doesn't give a fuck. If that money got in the hands of a crash dummy, could jeopardize my family and burden the ones who love me. What the fuck? What the fuck does that mean? That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound like fucking, that sounds like shit's going further. Like if you're a real Compton, LA person like Kendrick, you're thinking you're rapping with someone and then they take it far like that. You're like, wait a minute. What? Nigga, you got to have some lashings for that. But he's in the industry, right? But he say niggas mad because I decided not to pretend. And through his whole career, he's never given up on that, right? Up until them inviting this nigga on first-person shooter, which, considering what he said here, that may have even been disrespect to him. Like, oh, so I'm going to hop on first-person shooter, considering whatever the fuck he may be talking about here, you just got to think a little bit deeper, man. This shit is like, I don't know. But if that's the case, nah, I can't side with J. Cole. I don't give a fuck what he says. I don't care what song he drops. You're always going to be a weird one for that. Especially considering that you could have got details from both sides, you know? But considering nigga you was up in the Rolls Royce with Drake, that nigga Kendrick may have been already rating you off. Like, nah, it's fuck that nigga forever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But when I look at those lyrics, I can't overlook them because Kendrick's not going to write anything in the song for no reason. And I don't know who Old Boys is, but that only makes sense to me. After that, he says, ain't no sympathy here. This shit's hilarious. There's a lot of opinions, but no one to carry it. 22.5, they still moving on some scary shit. Tell them quit their job and pay the real niggas their severance. Don't insult my intelligence. I'm not here for the television. Teleport to Bullets Road and dig up all my relatives. Okay, nigga, let's settle it. These niggas been fake loyal since y'all pander and choose the side. Let me do it for you. Okay, fuck your hip hop. I just watched the party die. Niggas cackling about, did he while on trial? Niggas thought I was antisocial when I stayed in my house. You better off have a woman. Everything tricky right now. Damn, this nigga really blacked out on this record. Okay, so that's what I got on that.